Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today we're doing a sandwich of art history, specifically one sent in by Vinny. Now Vinny tells me that his 94-year-old Nonna Anna makes tomato sauce and meatballs every Sunday, and they usually have it with spaghetti or pasta. But he and his family for years have been taking the leftovers and making a meatball sandwich. So we're going to do that. So the first thing we have to do is make the sauce and the meatballs, and then tomorrow make the sandwich. Let's get into it. First thing we need to do is heat up some olive oil, add in some minced garlic, a little tomato paste, some crushed tomatoes, a few basil leaves, water just enough, hopefully that's enough, and 1 or 2 hot cherry peppers. I'm going for 2. Now we let that come to a simmer, add in salt, a pinch of baking soda, and red wine. Then we cook that together for at least 30 minutes. Now we have to make the meatballs. I'm using 80-20. The recipe said 85-15, but they didn't have that at the store. Anyway, to ground beef, we add beaten egg, chopped parsley, salt, and chopped garlic. Get that all mixed together. Oh, and I almost forgot pepper. Now, to milk, we add in pieces of stale bread. Get that soaked in. This is also known as a panade. Squeeze out the milk. Add that to our beef mixture. Add in some Parmesan cheese. Form into meatballs. Then we cook these until they're brown on all sides and cooked through. All right, it's the next day, and the first thing we have to do is slice up 2 to 3 meatballs. Then he says to grab a roll, or what they use more commonly, sliced white bread. So I'm doing that, and just sort of layer them on. Then we top that with sauce, Parmesan cheese, into the oven to melt the cheese, warm it up, and toast the bread. Now we load it up with mozzarella and put it on the broiler. Okay, let's give this Nonna Anna leftover Italian meatball sandwich a go. That is so good. Those meatballs are super tender because of that panade that we used, the bread soaked in milk. Flavorful. The sauce is delicious. It's got a little bit of heat from those hot cherry peppers. That is delicious, but I do want to plus it up by dunking it in more of Nonna Anna's sauce. Yeah, baby. Woo! Now, before I rate it, I know some of you are probably saying, wait a sec, it's got to have veal and pork and beef. Everyone has their own recipe. This is Nonna Anna's recipe. We're following her recipe. I gotta say, the leftover meatball sandwich from Nonna Anna's sauce and meatballs, 10. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought the sauce was nicely spiced, had a great depth of flavor to it. The mozzarella cheese with the Parmesan cheese melted on top of those meatballs, which were delicious and garlicky and moist. Oh my God, it's so good. And then of course, plus it up with more sauce. So I don't know if that's necessarily a plus up, but that to me, the whole thing is a 10. And you're gonna have leftover sauce, so you might as well dunk it. I'm definitely gonna finish that, and I would absolutely make this again. I would just even make the sauce and have that with spaghetti. That was fantastic by itself, but the meatballs are so good too, and this, oh, yeah. Thanks for sending it in. I appreciate it. All right, see you tomorrow.